And now, your CBS 19 Weather Authority forecast from the Bright Star Care Charlottesville Weather Center.
Last widespread round of showers exiting stage northeast right now, and there will be a couple low clouds and sprinkles to the overnight and even a couple more showers by sunrise. Won't be until tomorrow afternoon between 2 and 6 p.m. that we have widespread showers. Maybe a couple of thunderstorms, which I don't think the storms themselves will be severe. Can't stress that enough. 70 your high tomorrow in Charlottesville, Arvonia 71, Livingston 69 degrees. Wintergreen barely in the 60s, but you'll make it there. 70 in Ruckersville, Wilderness Lake of the Woods, and Locust Grove. 71 for Gordonsville, Kent Store, Zion Crossroads, Bremo Bluff, and 73 degrees in Gum Spring. Valley commuters, probably an earlier onset of the showers and storms. I'm thinking about 1 to 2 p.m. before that line crosses the mountains, but highs mid-60s in Stanton, Harrisonburg, and Luray. Monterey, if you're heading out there for whatever reason, beautiful drive, 62, your high temperature. So warm front moves through now, ushers in the warmer air for tomorrow. The cold front crashes the party, and yeah, what's that? Wait, severe storms and then snow right following. So this air mass means business, but the chilliest of air is going to stay to our north. We're just going to drop temperatures and be more seasonable come Thursday and Friday. Now, the thing that concerns me the most is not necessarily the threat of any severe storms, all right? The threat for storms themselves producing flooding, wind damage to large hail and tornadoes, low if not zero. It's the winds in general through the day tomorrow associated with passing of the front that concern me, okay? So the mountains, high wind watch for possible gusts up to 60 miles per hour in Skyline Drive, 50 miles per hour in Blue Ridge Parkway, the Valley, and Amherst County, 40 mile per hour gusts possible rest Central Virginia. Trash cans are going to be flying around, I'm sure. Wednesday, pretty confident we're getting something in terms of rain, and then late Friday into Saturday morning, and then Tuesday, some more showers possible. Days 8 to 14, a wetter than normal average. Temperature-wise, two more quick things to show you. We're at normal for temperatures Thursday, Friday, but then we're above normal for the remainder of the extended. And then the pattern beyond that still keeps the eastern U.S., Ashley and Alexia, well above seasonal normals going to the middle of March.
All right, Travis, thank you. A health check now. Adults across the U.S. are being diagnosed with colorectal cancer at younger ages. According to the latest data from the American Cancer Society, 1 in every 5 new cases are among people in their early 50s or even younger.
In today's Health Minute, Mandy Gaither talks with a colorectal cancer survivor on signs to watch out for and how speaking up about his symptoms potentially saved his life.
Will Triplett says he was in great shape, was busy running a business and being a dad, but at age 43 noticed blood a couple of times when he went to the bathroom.
Told my primary care physician about it. He didn't think it was any big deal, but he was going to schedule me a colonoscopy anyway.
The pandemic postponed his procedure, and Triplett says his symptoms persisted, once even sending him to the emergency room. When he finally got a colonoscopy, he was told he had stage 3 rectal cancer.
They're saying I could have had it for years and not known it, considering I didn't have any other symptoms until late 2019.
According to a study published in June by the National Institutes of Health, the 4 signs more commonly reported in people who develop colorectal cancer are abdominal pain, rectal bleeding, diarrhea, and iron deficiency anemia.
Colorectal cancer is always thought to be a disease of older people. However, we know that age is not the only factor that contributes to this, and we're seeing a rise in patients in their 30s and 40s across the United States.
Dr. Matthew Kalady with Ohio State's Comprehensive Cancer Center says colonoscopies save lives. For those at average risk, it's now recommended you get the procedure at age 45.
The colonoscopy prevents cancer from happening and also detects cancer at a much earlier stage and gives you a much better outcome.
3 years since surgery, and Triplett's now cancer-free. He says to speak up if symptoms show up, no matter your age.
It's all about early detection.
For Health Minute, I'm Mandy Gaither.
Democratic lawmakers in the Senate are calling on their colleagues to pass legislation that would protect access to assisted reproductive technology like in vitro fertilization. This after a ruling from the Alabama Supreme Court that determined that frozen embryos are children. Tomorrow, Senate Democrats will attempt to pass legislation to protect IVF. For Democratic Senator Tammy Duckworth, it's personal. She used IVF to conceive her own 2 children. She's calling on the Senate to pass the bill unanimously, as just one objection could kill the bill.
Mark my words, if we don't act now, it will only get worse. That's why tomorrow...
The Alabama Supreme Court's ruling leaving many concerned about being held liable for wrongful death if they destroy embryos. The state's attorney general responded saying he has no intention of prosecuting IVF families or providers. Alabama Senate Republicans are also expected to file legislation to protect IVF, but the timing on that is unclear.
Well, how much does the average American have in their 401k? That's a question that many are left wondering.
2023 was the highest in nearly 2 years. We have those numbers. This is Fox Virginia News. Don't go anywhere.
Fox means business. One shopping giant is making some changes.
Fox Business Network's Kelly O'Grady has a look at this story and more in tonight's Fox Means Business Report.
Wall Street proceeding with caution Tuesday. It was a mixed session for the stock market. The Dow dropped while the S&P 500 and NASDAQ rose a little. A lot of investors seem to be skittish ahead of a key inflation report due out later this week. But it was a good 2023 for folks with a 401k. Fidelity says the average balance was $118,600 at the end of December. That's 14.1% increase from the previous year and the highest level in nearly 2 years. To Main Street now, where shoppers seem to be feeling uneasy lately. The Conference Board says consumer confidence fell unexpectedly in February. Meanwhile, January's figure was revised lower. A lot of Americans are uncertain about the economy. And speaking of shopping, Macy's is making some big changes. The retailer announcing plans to close about 150 struggling stores by 2026. But the company will open new locations of brands that focus on luxury, which apparently perform better. This includes smaller versions of Bloomingdale's and Bluemercury locations. That's business. I'm Kelly O'Grady.
Well, Google is relaunching its AI tool, Gemini AI, that created some historically inaccurate images last week. Google DeepMind CEO Demis Haspis says that yesterday they've taken the program offline while they worked out the issue. He stated that the company wants to provide historically accurate images while also pushing for a conversation amongst other AI leaders for the future impact of technology.
One of the things we gave Gemini the capability to do was to generate images like you talked about, but it turns out that that it wasn't working quite the way we intended it to work. It had these issues with the historical figures. So, and this points out one of the nuances that comes with advanced AI.
Haspis stated that the new version will be released in the next coming weeks. In Hollywood Nation now, the epic sci-fi story of Dune Part 2 is in theaters starting March 1st.
We caught up with the stars of the film to talk about returning to this world, the new story, the large-scale production, and sandworms. Here's Fox's Ashley Dvorkin.
It's breathtaking.
Audiences re-immerse back in the world of Dune as soon as Part 2 begins. The stars shared moments which put them right back in the Dune mindset, and for several, it was that still suit.
The first thing you usually do is fittings, and that for sure I was like, oh, we're back. We're back. This still suit, we're back. Each department is just really so brilliant at what they do, and the things that they've thought of before you even got there, you can tell that there's already a life to the character that's existing, and then you have to just inhabit it.
I think being with that group again, period. Oh, it was the sand and being in the sand and walking in the sand.
Part 2 is a tale of love, revenge, and the fate of the universe, told through another epic production.
Everything was so practical, so there. And sometimes not super pleasant, with sand flying in your mouth as you're screaming. But it does allow you to get sucked into the moment.
There's also plenty of large-scale action and sandworms.
Tell me about the new skills at the sandworm riding school or new action skills that you can now add to the resume.
Sandworm riding instructor.
Yeah.
For my resume.
You get your credit. Yes.
It's there was the worm unit. We have incredible, a stunt team that has already kind of found the best way and the coolest way possible to look on these things. So you're just trying to emulate, but it does look so cool. It looks really what they're able to do with all the other elements that makes it really come alive.
In Hollywood, Ashley Dvorkin, Fox News.
Extended forecast, final check between 2 and 6 p.m. Wednesday. Some showers and thunderstorms. Storms won't be severe, but winds will be gusty all day as we make it to 70 degrees. More seasonable for Thursday and Friday with rain showers late Friday into Saturday morning. Mid-60s all weekend long. Next Monday and Tuesday will stay unseasonably mild with a batch of showers will head our way next Tuesday afternoon. Reminder, for your CBS 19 Weather Authority mobile app, if any severe weather alerts are issued, they'll come out through the app.
Right, handy to have and not a bad weekend, honestly.
No,
I like
not
it.
at all.
Travis, thank you. Thank you all so much for watching your Fox Virginia News at 10. We'll see you back here tomorrow.